Hey guys, welcome back to the Ministry of Media channel. I'm your host for today. I'm Sophia, and I'm going to be talking about Orange is the New Black and how it utilizes nonlinear storytelling. So Orange is the New Black is a Netflix series about a women's prison, and it's loosely based off of this real woman's experiences in prison. Her name is Piper Kerman, and her character in the show is Piper Chapman, just a different last name. And in the environment of the prison, the characters' pasts don't really matter that much because even though you know that like they're in prison because of their past, a lot of the characters don't know what the others did to get into prison. Like there's rumors, but nobody really knows the whole story of everyone's incarceration. Prison life is like this separate universe with like its own concept of time, its own like definition of like relationships and norms and everything. And I think a good example of this is this episode in the first season called The Chickening, where the character of Piper essentially sees this chicken and she realizes that like it's this legendary chicken that everyone has been trying to like catch for years, and nobody really believes her that she saw it because every time she sees it, like it's gone. And she gets really wrapped up in it and ends up like forgetting a work call that she has to take for her business that she had like prior to being incarcerated. And it's like when you really start to realize that she's getting like very absorbed in the fishbowl of prison life and just like forgetting about the outside world. So I think it's just a good example of how like space and time is totally different in prison. Everything is different. You also start the show sort of thinking from Piper's perspective, which is that she is like this normal person who is different from everyone else in prison, who shouldn't really be there because she was charged for a crime that she committed like years before and was like coerced into doing something with like an ex-partner. But through the flashbacks and linear storytelling of the show, you actually start to learn the backstories of a lot of the other characters. You learn like the situation and the context of life that they were living in order to have to commit whatever crime they committed. And it's really interesting because as a viewer, you start to empathize with everyone and realize that everyone there is just a normal person like Piper. Because of whatever situation they were in or whatever cards they were handed to them, they have to endure the terrible prison system. For example, one character's foster family basically like forces her into participating in their drug dealing business because otherwise she won't be able to like sustain herself. I mean, throughout all of these things, you just realize how much pain these women had to go through in order to feel that they had to commit whatever crime they committed and to feel that that was the only option. The show, as it gets you to empathize with the characters, makes you also realize like how messed up the prison system is. A lot of good people can end up in prison. I think it's just a great example of like using art as a way to educate people and like make people think critically about things. That is how nonlinear storytelling is used in Orange is the New Black. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to stay tuned for more videos from the Ministry of Media.